South Korea's fiscal deficit reaches an all-time high last year despite more taxes collected due to bigger government spending. Our Lee Soo-jin has more.
South Korea's deficit and government spending reached a new high last year. The deficit rose to around 117 trillion won, or at the current rate, around 89 billion US dollars, the highest on record. That's according to the 2022 National Settlement Report released on Tuesday. Although the deficit surged last year, total tax revenue rose to more than $436 billion. That's up from the year before by nearly 38 billion. This is largely attributed to the government spending more money on the country's recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic instead of paying off debt. The government also approved an additional supplementary budget last May after President Yoon took office. The government will have about $2 billion remaining that it can use for an extra budget without having to get approval from the National Assembly. The national debt, meanwhile, rose to around $812 billion, up more than $50 billion from the year before. Debt taken on by the central government came to around $785 billion at the current rate, and local governments around $26 billion. Meanwhile, long-term liabilities like pension payments and bonds rose to a new high of $1.8 trillion last year, up 6% from a year earlier. The debt-to-GDP ratio amounted to nearly 50%, up from the year before by nearly 3 percentage points. That amounts to more than $15,700 of debt per person, the first time the average debt has exceeded $15,000. Lee Soo-jin, Arirang News.